Welcome, my name is Claire Bolton. I'm the Gallery Manager at the Aurora Cultural Center. On behalf of the staff and Board of Directors, we're pleased to present Flight 2, an online exhibition and sale featuring the exceptional butterfly drawings and wood carvings of award-winning artists Grajna Tonkiel and Gordon Becker. I'm here right now at the Aurora Town Hall's gorgeous gallery space, installing the exhibition with the artists. They've agreed to share with us some thoughts on their creative process and on the exhibition Flight 2. Gordon Becker's life in art began when at the age of 11 he knew he wanted to be a carver. After studying at the Ontario College of Art and Design and traveling and working around the world, he completed his apprenticeship with a master wood carver. He exhibits his work in public and commercial galleries. His accolades include a gold medallion at the prestigious Florence Biennial, and his work has been profiled in numerous art and fine craft publications. Becker now lives and works in Toronto. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Gordon Becker.
Actually, I began my career in art long before anything else. I started at 11 years old. We lived in a very small village outside of Waterloo, and we had NFB films on a regular basis. And one was a film of a Inuit sculptor who traveled. They showed him picking up a rock. To us, it just looked like an ordinary lump of stone. He took it back to his skin house, teepee or tent, and he just started bashing away with axes and hatchets and files. And then at the end, he held up this little image that was just absolutely loaded with magic and power. And I went home and told my parents, I'm going to be a carver. And that Christmas, I got a little set of carving tools as a gift, and that's when I started, and it's never stopped. I've always loved wood. During my training at OCA, we got to try out all kinds of different mediums: stone, bronze, steel, all the different mediums. And to me, I like wood because it's a living material. It's also unpredictable. It also has a certain fragility that the others don't. And I do my utmost to make the pieces as strong as I possibly can. But there's always a touch of vulnerability to it. The dancers every movement that they make is absolutely at the limit of what they can possibly do as a human being. And the butterflies live their entire existence at the edge. They're moving at the very limit of what they can do. In fact, they go way beyond what we think they should be able to do, looking how fragile they are. So it's a similar kind of dynamic where the dancer is going to what we call threshold. There's nothing left when they finish their dance, or when they come down from a leap and they land and you think, that's it. There's no more energy left, and off they go again. Similar to a butterfly. The initial project often is a fraction of a second. I see an image that I like, and I decide, okay, that's what I'm going to do. Then the work starts. And in the cases of this particular series, this is my own innovation in terms of how to use the materials. Nobody's ever done this before. And I don't think anybody's going to try it again either, because it's so bloody difficult. And I decided, the Red Dancer was the first of this series, and it was actually my father telling me that he was terminally ill and would be dying very soon, that at that moment, it's as if the big lights are all turned on. There's an intensity to the moment. And I was looking through a magazine and I saw a very tiny picture of a dancer in that pose. And it just jumped right off the page at me because of the intensity of my emotions at that particular time. It took. There was whatever she was doing found a home in how I felt at that time. And that was when I started with the idea that using very rough, very fast materials to create the dress I want it to be as spontaneous as the expressionist painters when I create the movement with the dress. So it's just bandsaw, slam it together as fast as I possibly can, and be as spontaneous as I possibly can. And then when it comes to the limbs and the face, I change gears completely and go to my very long training with a master wood carver and pull out all the skills that I have to create the most meticulous carving I possibly can of the hands and the feet and the face, the expression on the face. And then when it comes to the hair, I go back to that crazy spontaneous business again. Because the hair and the costume are both kind of, they're related. They're fibrous. And the hair is often flying, and the costume is often flying. They all have danced in Toronto at some point. So these are taken from publicity shots of their performances. I'm going to mention the Japanese dancer because she is different from the others in terms of the technique. Her dress is a tribute to the Japanese culture of extreme craftsmanship, where they are masters of tool use. Everything in Japanese craftsmanship is extreme. It's perfection is what they strive for at all times. And so I made her dress much more in that tone. And if you actually rap on her dress, it sounds like a drum. The dress is almost a musical instrument in itself. I hope they walk away with a sense of having witnessed something that is beyond what you would normally expect a human being to be able to do. Dancers do that. How do they make those moves? How can they possibly do that? And butterflies do the same thing. How can they possibly do that? And then people look at my stuff and they say, how did he do that? How is it possible that someone can do that? Because I push myself to the same limits that I expect the dancers do when they work.